I get asked this question a lot. You want to start an export business, but you don't have products that you want to export. So a lot of you ask, must I be the producer of the products that I want to export? The simple answer is no. You mustn't be the producer. Take a look at China, for example. A lot of the products that you have companies selling are not made by the people. They just go to China, find a producer for the product, and then they start exporting that product or selling it locally. But again, when it comes to export, because there are potential issues that could arise, there are a few things you need to put in mind when you are trying to export and sell products that you are not the manufacturer. Again, it's very, very important. You see, we've seen issues like this crop up even with some companies that we are helping. So we had a company once who was selling a particular product, nice product. They bought about 3 varieties from the manufacturer, and they were selling, pretty well, so doing well. And for some reason, the manufacturer got to know that their products were on Amazon, selling on Amazon. And what this the seller did, the first company, the exporter did, was he just went to them and bought in bulk and then put it on Amazon. He spoke to some of their managers, and they said, oh, we don't have any intention of exporting. And so he just, with verbal commitment, took the products, brought it to us. We helped him put it on Amazon. Now, when the manufacturer found that their products were selling on Amazon for like 3-4 times what they sell for locally, they wanted to get in on the deal. So they reached out to us and they were like, what, we see our products are selling on Amazon. We want to have control of it. We want to be the ones to sell. And it caused a very big issue. So we had to tell them, well, we already have an agreement with party A to sell these things, and you guys will have to find a way to resolve it. Luckily, they were able to resolve it, and what did they do? They stopped selling the product to the exporter. So at the end of the day, the exporter had no option but to back out, and then they now went and started selling directly. So again, you need to be careful. You need to protect yourself, because you don't want to spend so much time, energy, and effort marketing a given brand in the export market, and then somebody else comes and takes over that market. So there are a couple of things I want you to be cautious about if you want to go that route. It's very important now, especially for those of you who are starting export newly. If you are a beginner to export, this is really crucial, because again, like I said, it's probably the easiest way to sign. So one is, make sure you have a distributorship agreement with the manufacturer. Look, this is the key. Don't mess around with this. And in that agreement, some of the things you need to have is, one, make sure you list, it clearly states the parties involved. You need to also be careful, because remember, a lot of times some of these big companies can have subsidiaries. If you sign an agreement with one of their subsidiaries, maybe you sign an agreement with their marketing subsidiary, and they use another branch of the company, when they see that you are making a lot of sales, to go and start selling the product in the territory, it could be bad for you. So make sure the agreement you're signing with them, it clearly states who you are dealing with. The main company that is manufacturing the product should be the one that ideally you are signing this agreement with. So again, distributorship agreement, it must clearly state the manufacturer and you as the distributor. Now, another thing you need to be cautious and careful about is making sure that the territory that they are giving you the right to is clearly defined. So are they giving you the right to just the state of Texas or the state of California, or they are giving you the right to the whole of the USA, you know, or they are giving you the right to sell only on Amazon, or they are giving you the right to sell only in your particular store. So again, that territory that defines where you are given the right to sell is a must and must be clearly identified. The next one is the product. You know, people can joke with this, but I can tell you, you need to be very specific about the product and make sure they are products that that company will not go around and manufacture something else. So let me give you an example. Say you are given a right to sell maybe peanut butter with ginger additives inside it, and you know, the company now goes ahead and starts producing maybe a peanut butter with turmeric addictive, you know. Now, which of those products, you know, again, remember they're going to be in the brand name of the manufacturer in most cases, except they are doing white label manufacturing for you. But again, make sure you are specific about the products, you know, so that they don't, you know, make a small modification and then come and bypass you. So ideally, I would like to have a broad definition in terms of the products that you are selling for them. Don't be too specific. Make it broad so that it covers virtually any product that they are selling. This is surely a good way to protect you. Then one of the key things that is also very important, a lot of times you may not get it, always ask for exclusivity, you know, so you should be the exclusive seller of those products in the territory, meaning that they cannot go and sign up other people, you know. So when somebody needs that product in the territory, they have no choice but to come to you, you know. And it's such that you can even have the agreement such that and in most cases, you know, the manufacturers will do that. When people contact them wanting the products from the territory, they will simply refer them to you. So again, be sure to ask for an exclusive agreement. It's very very important. Now the next one is the licensing, and again, this is important when you are dealing with cosmetics or food, things like that. Typically, a lot of those products, when you want to sell it in a place like the US or any other country for that matter, you are going to need certain licenses. There are going to be certain licenses that they need. You know, it could be FDA license, it could be various licenses, certificate of good manufacturing practice, so many things, you know, that they may need for your product to sell in that territory. Now, make sure in the agreement that the manufacturer is obligated to provide you with those licenses when it is needed, you know, because a lot of times you as the distributor cannot have access to generate, you know, to create some of the items needed to, you know, to get those licenses. So make sure in your agreement it is obligated that when you need certain licenses, now you may have to pay for the cost of doing that. That is fine, but they are supposed and are willing to work with you to get whatever licenses you need to sell in those territory, you know. And then are they going to be giving you a sales target? Be wary of that, you know, because some manufacturers will say, oh, we want you to do $1 million a month of these products in 6 months. You know, be cautious of the sales target. Ideally, I would like that you don't even have a sales target, so since they are not selling there, you know. But even if you have a sales target, you know, building a market for a new product, it takes time. You know, ask for a very long time before they start asking you, you know, for sales target. And if they're going to ask you to hit a sales target, then, you know, are they going to be sharing in the marketing cost with you in the territory? You know, so these are some of the things that you can use to negotiate and make sure you get things right. Again, understand the payment terms. How do they want you to pay them? Ideally, look for something that delays payment, you know. So, you know, if they are going to pay you, you are going to pay them maybe 30 days later, 60 days. The longer term you have, the better for you. Also, in line with that, look at the termination clause. You know, be very cautious of that. I can tell you for a fact, like I told you in my initial example, when these distributors, these manufacturers see that you have been able to establish a very good market for them, they may want to come in and take over that market, because instead of them selling to you at the wholesale price, at discounted price, they will make more money by selling directly in the market. So take a look at that. Now, the next one that a lot of people probably joke with is intellectual property right. Very, very important. So, for example, in that new territory, who owns the trademark for that product? I will always advise you to really protect yourself. Be sure that you are the one that own the trademark in that territory. You know, do as much as possible to be the one to file the trademark. Now, this is very important. Let me give you, you know, there was a customer that we were selling products, we're helping to sell our products on Amazon. And as she started selling, you know, within a very short period, she was doing like $1,000 a month of that item. And the next thing we knew was Amazon sent us a message that they are taking that product down, that somebody had filed, somebody owns the trademark, the right to sell that product name. You know, so yeah, this is something we're selling in the USA. Somebody in France who was also selling on Amazon had filed a trademark to that name. You know, so we had ways to deal with it, and within 48 hours we were able to get our products back online. So again, the intellectual property right, who owns the trademark, because again, if the manufacturer owns the trademark and they want to come in, a lot of things can happen. So try as much as possible to be the trademark owner for that product in the territory. And then the dispute resolution, how do you guys settle disputes if anything comes up here and there? Now, again, I am not a lawyer. Let's get this straight. So everything I'm telling you here, make sure for your specific case, you consult a lawyer to look through your agreement to make sure everything is right, because it's going to be on a case-by-case basis. You know, what happens for a particular product A may not necessarily be the same for product B. So again, look, just to summarize, probably the easiest way for you to start an export business is to start by selling products that somebody else is manufacturing, you know. But in the long run, I always advise all exporters to be the direct manufacturers of their product, you know, because one, you have better control, you have better access, you have, you know, so much to gain by being the direct manufacturer of the products, you know. So again, yes and yes, you can sell products, export products that you are not the manufacturer. Again, you know, I have lots of resources that we share with you on exporting, lots of tips. Make sure you subscribe, follow me, and I'll see you another time.